Well, hello. Here I am sitting in the Home Depot parking lot starting my video. I was going to start it on my walk, but Kim called me early and I didn't get to start it on my walk. Anyway, I'm gonna go in Home Depot because Lisa bought my boss a eucalyptus plant and it is beautiful, and she said she got it at Home Depot. So I'm gonna go get me one and my sister one because my sister loves eucalyptus. And then I'm gonna go to Joann's and look at ribbon because I still feel like the tree needs something. And Darlena was helping me. She sent me a video. Instead of wrapping the ribbon around the tree, to start at the top and then you bring it out and then you kind of tuck it in. You have to get the ribbon with the metal, you know, the wire, and then you bring it out and you tuck it in, and it's more cascading down the tree. So I think that might be most beautiful. So I'm gonna go in there and look for that, and then I have to go pick up some groceries because apparently you have to have groceries to eat. Who knew, right? But Penelope and I did take our walk this morning, and it feels amazing outside. It's 65 degrees and there's a slight chill. Even though it's warm, it's got that fall chill to it that's wonderful with the wind blowing. You know what I'm talking about, right? But other than that, I went to dinner with my best friend and her husband, John, last night. We had so much fun. We went to Marietta Fish Market, which is just right up the road from where I live, and they live more north of that. Anyway, it's not even meeting in the middle. I'm not even gonna lie and say that. It's like 5 minutes from me and 20 minutes from them. But they like to go there to eat, and since it's so close to me, I'm like, yeah, I'll go, yeah. It's owned by a Greek family, and they have a really big menu and lots of dessert that I can't eat, but still I can look at them. But I had the fried cod with fries, fish and chips is what it was called, fish and chips. But it actually came with chips and blue cheese. I think they were called blue cheese chips. And I was like, I can't have blue cheese, and I don't know how that's served, so I'm just gonna get fries. You know, I feel safe with the fries. And hush puppies and a coleslaw, which did not have milk in it, thankfully. Yeah, it was wonderful, but we sat and had a lot of laughs. But I laughed so hard at her husband because he kind of sounds like he has more of a northern accent, which is funny to me, because he's been in Georgia longer than he was anywhere else. He was talking about something and he said pine, like that, pine. And I busted out laughing and I said, what did you say? And he said, pine. And I said, why are you saying pine like I say pine? That's not normally how you talk. He said, I've been around Kim too long. I said, you've been in the South too long, fella. But he's from California, and then he also lived in Florida. California and Florida, they have different accents because of all the different people that flock there from different parts of the country. So you can't really peg it down to one accent. Anyway, we had a really good time and laughed a lot, and you know, all the things. But anyway, I'm gonna go in Home Depot now, and I'll show you if I find the eucalyptus when I get back out. Stand by. Hi, did you miss me? Okay, so they didn't have any eucalyptus, sadly. I walked up to the girl at the checkout in the nursery and I said, I'm looking for eucalyptus. She had been talking to her friend who was at the next register, and I hated to interrupt them talking, but you know, I wanted to ask a question. And I said, I'm looking for eucalyptus, and she was like,
yeah, I don't think we have that.
I said, well, a friend of mine just got some here like last week.
Oh, yeah, I don't think we have that.
And I was like, I don't know if Home Depot provides training. I don't know. So I can't really say that they didn't train them, but I know that when I was at the sheriff's office and I went through that instructor training, they taught us you don't say, I don't know, I don't think so. You say, I'm not sure, but I'll get right back with you. And you go check. It's not that hard. Because she had the little phone and she pulled it out and then she put it back in her pocket and she was like,
maybe we can call a garden something help, whatever. garden assistant, something.
I was like, aren't you a garden assistant? Because that's where you're working. Isn't that what you're supposed to be doing? Being a garden assistant? Anyway, he came and he pulled his phone out and he said, I'm sorry, we've sold out. He said, eucalyptus goes really fast. And I was like, thank you so much. That's all I'm asking. Just look it up. And I'll even help you spell it if you don't know how to spell it. Because I was a 7th grade spelling bee champion. This is called a fall sugar cone. Isn't this beautiful? So it was $11. And I'm going to give it to my sister if she comes down tomorrow. Now, if she doesn't come down tomorrow, she might miss out. Not really. I'll take it to her Thursday. But I hope she comes down. And I get to see her on Thursday because that's exciting. Because I don't get to see her much anymore. And I don't like that. But anyway. And they didn't have prices on them. So I didn't know how much it was. And I was already kind of spending a lot because I'm buying new dirt for my plants because my sister said that you have to repot, or you need to repot your plants every year. You know, give them some new dirt. And so I'm gonna start that process. Now I leave some of the same old dirt in the bottom half and I take out the top half and put in fresh dirt where the roots are, because I don't want to just throw away all that dirt. But whatever dirt that I throw away will just go into where my vegetable garden. That sounds so fancy and so pretentious. I have a vegetable garden, even though it hardly yielded anything except a bunch of tomatoes. A bunch of tomatoes. Ooh, parking space. Ew, piece of candy. Ew, piece of candy. All right, now let's go in Joann's. This is a dangerous store. I'll be back. For some reason, my camera didn't recognize me to unlock my phone. That's weird. Anyway, I just got out of Joann's and I bought Sour Punch Santa straws, green apple and berry, just to see if it'll cause a reaction with me. You know, like a tart. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's making my jaws hurt and making me slobber. Oh, that was the green apple. Oh, okay. I took all the ribbon and I decided on this. Look, it's sheer. And it has the wire edging. So I'm going to do like the video did that Darlena sent me and started at the top and ripple it down in different sections on the tree. So I got 2 rolls of that. I had to do math. It's 8 yards. So yeah. And then I bought this, and the lady was so sweet trying to wrap it all up, but I was like, I don't know if it'll break that easily, but look. It's a Christmas thing, and it's $40, but it was half price. Isn't that beautiful? I had to have it. I told her, I said, I have to have it. She said, where are you going to put it? I said, I have no idea. And she said, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, why are you sorry? I didn't mean for that to sound rude. She was so soft-spoken. I don't think she knew what to do with my bluntness, you know? Sometimes I'm blunt, okay? This man's looking at me strange. I wonder why. I need the air on because I'm hot. Let's try the other color. As I was walking in, this one's berry. As I was walking in, there was a, well, actually, that was at Home Depot. There was a cigarette that had been put out, and it was laying on the ledge next to the window. And it brought back a memory of when I worked at the jail, and we all smoked. Sometimes we would go outside to smoke. I mean, they eventually told us we couldn't smoke inside. You know, we had to go outside, and that was fine. Because I liked going outside anyway, except when it was cold. But I went outside, and even the inmates could smoke. But the inmate workers, or as we called them, trustees, they would take people's cigarettes that they had put out, and they would smoke them. Hey, it's free, right? It's a free cigarette, I suppose. But they would ask me, the inmate workers, the trustees would say, hey, Shawty, you got a Shawty? What? I'm sorry, what? I'm like, you just called me Shawty, and asked me if I have a Shawty. I don't know, do I? You know, a stub. A stub? Are you speaking English to me? A blunt. I was like, a blunt? I don't, speak English to me! Can I have the rest of your cigarette when you through? I mean, yeah. I usually smoke mine down to done. But, if somebody comes in,
Oh my God. I'm right here. Not right in front of me. I'm having a moment.
you know, if somebody came in, I might have to put it out. They would grab it and smoke it. I don't know why. I just brought back that memory, so. We used to use the trustees to do all kinds of stuff. Bless their hearts. They had to do all the cleaning. So you bring someone to jail, and sometimes they may have an accident of the poopy variety or the pee-pee variety, or sometimes of that variety. So when they would take them out of the back seat of the cop car, the inmate workers would get in there and have to clean it up. That kept me from going to jail. I mean, that, and I hardly ever break the law. There's that. The closest I came to breaking the law, like for real breaking the law, was I was the designated driver driving home from a sheriff's office party. When I first got there, I think I had a wine cooler, a whole entire wine cooler. And we were there for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours. So that thing was long gone by the time we got ready to go. The people who rode with me drank a lot on the way out there. And I was driving, right? Well, I didn't think about it. We get back in the car. They're still sipping on whatever, beers, wine coolers, whatever. Well, I take the first one home, and then I take the second one home, and then I'm driving home, and I got pulled over because it was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was in an office park. Well, that's how I got home, because it was the cut through, right? I mean, the car, okay, Shirley screaming for me to stop, and that car wasn't that close to me. I mean, there was still 2 car lengths. I got pulled over, and he walked up and shined his bright flashlight right in my face.
And I was like, what?
And he shined his flashlight in my car, and he saw all those empty bottles. He said, "You been drinking?" I said,
No.
He said, "What are all these bottles?" I turned around and looked. I was like,
Well, you see, I'm the designated driver. I work for the sheriff's office, and they had a Christmas party tonight, and I was the designated driver, so that's just the people who rode. I was talking like 90 miles an hour.
and he kind of got a little smirk on his face. No, I ain't drunk. He let me go, but that was the closest I've ever been to being like for real in trouble. But back to Joann's. I go walking into Joann's. This lady's walking real fast, head down, walking fast, and I said, "Don't you live in my neighborhood and walk around my area?" And she turned around and looked at me. She said, "Huh?" I was like, that has to be her. I said, "Don't you live in my neighborhood and walk?" And she goes, "Do you live on such and such?" And I said, "No, I live on such and such." And she said, "Oh yeah, oh, I can't believe you recognize me." I was like, "Well, I recognize your walk," because she walks so fast. She is so thin. She is the definition of wiry. I would say she's in her 60s, and she doesn't look like she has 1 single ounce of fat on her. She walks up and down every street in this neighborhood. She lives all the way on the other side of the neighborhood. That's what she told me today. I didn't know where she lived. But anyway, she was like, "Oh my gosh, yes, I walk all over the place and I meet so many people that say they know me and blah, blah, blah. Now I'm walking in the dark because, you know, it gets dark so early. So I have lights on the front and lights on the back and lights on my head." She said, "All these people are putting up their Christmas lights and I feel like I'm just a walking Christmas tree with all my lights on and I just love it." I said, "Well, I went out and walked my dog up the street yesterday." I said, "We didn't go that far, but it was already dark." I feel like Steve Martin in that movie where everybody's eyes went crossed. I feel like that would do that to me if I wore them very long. Anyway, she said, "You have the dogs." I said, well, I have dog, singular now. I said, I lost my other dog. And she said, that's the saddest thing. She was very like, yeah, wah! I said, I know, it happens to the best of us, She goes, well, I raised my son's dog. Then he moved off and left me and took the dog with him. But now I rent his house. And I'm like, I would really like to have another dog because sometimes it gets lonely. But then I go, you know what? If I had a dog, I wouldn't be able to just go out and do what I wanted to anytime I wanted to. I was like, bingo, yes. Because I'm not the kind of person who kennels my dog because she's scared to death of everything anyway, and I don't want to kennel her. And secondly, she doesn't like anybody, so I don't want anybody to come in and take care of her. So I don't go anywhere because of my dog. And that's okay with me right now, I'm just in this time in my life that I have to stay home with my children. She's in the house looking at me. So I'll go in and make sure that Penny and Gracie have a debut on this video. Anyway, let me get out and get all this stuff out of the car. And I'll be back, okay? Okay. Why didn't you unlock the door for me? You saw me out there looking for my keys. Why didn't you unlock the door for Mama? I was struggling to find my keys, and all I wanted you to do was unlock the door. Gracie, what's your excuse? Why didn't you unlock the door? Y'all just left Mama out there with all this stuff, and I couldn't find my keys. And you could have just unlocked the door, and I could have come on in. Are you having a good day? I mean, I hadn't been gone that long, so don't act like I have. All right. Well, that's going to be it for this one. I got my girl laying here. She's happy to have Mama, by her side while she sleeps. That's all she ever really wants me to do is sit on the couch with her. But my dad stopped by because he had a splinter in his thumb for me to get out. Finger. It doesn't matter. And she got her feelings hurt because she kept trying to get in between us while I was trying to get the splinter out, and she jumped up and laid over there with her little chin on her feet, not looking at us. I was like, look at that little spoiled brat. She's got her feelings hurt because you're not paying attention to her. He did when he first came in, and she jumped up on the couch and sat with him for a minute while I found the tweezers, but that wasn't enough for her, and she just got her little feelings hurt. But she's okay now because I picked her up and I brought her and put her in between us, and we both loved on her, so I think she's happy again. These dogs. Anyway, that's it. I love you. Jesus loves you. I hope he's coming back soon because people be crazy. Go ahead and hit the like, love, laugh, live, flourish button, whichever one you want to hit. And I will talk to you on the next Tracy Tries. I might try to do one of me in this ribbon because it might turn off funny with me fighting with it. So anyway, did you hit the like button? Pray for Israel. Pray for each other. Okay? Okay, bye.